Hello, Contrarians, followers, listeners, watchers. We are in front of this video. Then you are a Contrarians member or so. We are here to do our pre-show for our next December episode, and that is the episode on Nothing But Trouble from the mind of Dan Aykroyd, your favorite Ghostbuster.
That's a
But I have
shame.
a few quotes from critics, and then Alex is going to give us some trivia. And right in the middle, we're going to place Josh Gad in this movie. Now, once we get to the actual episode, we're going to have help. Our friends Ryan Bartek from Spit and Polish are going to be with us, and they are champions of this movie. So it's going to get interesting, even whether we like it or not. There's going to be somebody that loves this movie, and that's always where the best discussions come from, when people are passionate about these movies. Now, you know who was passionate, but in a very negative way, about Nothing But Trouble? Owen Gleiberman from Entertainment Weekly gave it a rotten score, and his quote is simply sheer hell. Um, have you ever, Alex, found yourself watching a movie and then it's over and you feel like Owen Gleiberman right now, like when he was writing this, like sheer hell, like you feel like you actually went through a painful experience? I know
X-Men
you.
Dark Phoenix.
You didn't even have to think about it. I was gonna say Hancock maybe, but uh,
Yeah.
Dave Kerr from the Chicago Tribune says it's the sort of film that can only be watched in stunned disbelief as it lumbers from one misfired, unpleasant sequence to the next.
That's not incorrect, but there is something to say about watching this now, and especially like you and I did with absolutely zero prior knowledge or context. It's a fucking wild movie. Tupac's in it. Tupac. And if you're not given any like warning that that's coming, you'll be like me and yell at your screen and say, "Is that fucking Tupac?" and then rewind the movie back 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you do watch in stunned disbelief. Uh, I don't know this that there's some unpleasant things, but I wouldn't call it like completely unpleasant. So that part is, I think that
It's gross. Like all the shit with Dan Aykroyd's character is like gross and unsettling, but
we've seen worse.
yeah, you and I have watched our fair share of gross movies, so
Something funny about this review: the date on it is January 1st, 1800.
goddamn, fucking time traveler, man.
Dave Kerr, he
Kyle
went back.
Reese.
He went back to the past to warn us.
He was outside the theater for Nothing But Trouble and said, "What day is it? The year."
Next, Hal Hinson from the Washington Post says it's nothing but trouble and agony and pain and suffering and obnoxious, toxically unfunny bad taste. It's nothing but miserable. So
That
I
sounds
lied,
like
Alex.
that sounds like our review of Drop Dead Fred.
Would you say Drop Dead Fred was sheer hell?
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
rough one.
yeah.
We're never gonna stop bringing it up. It's
No,
it's the new Christmas with the Cranks.
there's another one. Man, we've done some real stinkers recently for like Christmas with the Cranks to be. It's like exited the zeitgeist of the shit we've covered.
Yep.
But yeah, Drop Dead Fred is one that, again, respecting our listeners and viewers that enjoy that movie, it just was in no way worked for Julio or myself, and because of that, even when you're like, "Hey, Carrie Fisher's here," maybe. Oh God, no.
We're going to close with Dennis Schwartz from Dennis Schwartz Movie Reviews, who says its only distinction is that it is difficult to name a comedy that's worse. And Alex, this was published in 2017. By 2017, there
Grown
were
Ups
plenty of
2
candidates.
had come out by 2017.
Yes. Dennis, you're not trying. And March 23rd, 2017, if by then you hadn't watched a movie that was worse, a comedy that was worse than Nothing But Trouble, you really were not going out enough.
I've watched 5 movies. By that point, like, yeah, um, Funny People would have
This
been
is
out too.
40. That already happened.
This Is 40 would have been out. You're right. Try harder.
Anyway, before we move on to trivia, as is custom here, we're going to place Josh Gad in Nothing But Trouble.
He would have to be Judge. He would have to be JP, wouldn't he?
Really? Oh, I was thinking he would be the John Candy, like he would
Mm-mm.
do double duty playing John Candy, his
Yeah,
sister.
the Josh Gad and drag role that would probably get some good laughs. Um, yeah, it would have to be one or the other, or he could play both of the
The babies.
baby monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see him play the judge, but uh, they probably want somebody else for that, like a bigger name. Not that Josh Gad isn't big, but a bigger.
Well, there are no big names anymore. Anthony Mackie taught me this.
Yes, really. Chris Evans as the judge.
Nope.
You would watch it.
Nope.
No, actually, Daniel Craig as the judge.
Oh man, doing like his Bayou accent and shit.
Yes. All right, Alex. What trivia do you have for Nothing But Trouble?
Well, keeping in the theme of reviews, I think it's only appropriate to go to the peak, the pinnacle of reviewers, and that was Roger Ebert, who famously hated Nothing But Trouble so much that he refused to write a review for it after giving the movie an emphatic thumbs down, and actually wanted a few noisy teenagers to make even more noise so he couldn't hear any of the movie he was watching in the theater. But yes, Nothing But Trouble was released on February 15th of 1991, a classic Valentine's Day movie, written and directed by Dan Aykroyd. A budget of $40 million with a box office return of 8.4. It was a bomb, despite Demi Moore's involvement. But as we cover in the episode, I think this was right before like superstardom really took off for her. Hopefully, after this movie came out, she learned how to hold a rib of celery because she doesn't know how to in this movie. Chevy Chase did not like the script, but took the leading role because he wanted to work with his friend Dan Aykroyd, and they thought they could improve the movie by improvising. Chase later said that Aykroyd took a huge career hit when the movie bombed because he had taken so many roles, director, writer, actor, and producer, that no one else had a high enough profile to take the blame for how bad things turned out. I mean, that's you go all or nothing in something like this, you know? Well, all that and more.
A lot
We
more.
Yeah, we go way deeper than a movie like this deserves, as we do, because that's what we do on the Contrarians. We make sure we make sure that no stone is unturned when it comes to movies like this. I've said it
Yeah.
before several times, and I don't know about this one because Ryan turned me on to a subsect of the internet that's obsessed with this, but I feel we rank amongst the more comprehensive coverages of Nothing But Trouble that you'll come across.
Yes. At least from people that didn't know that Nothing But Trouble existed until
Yes.
they were told to watch it. So, and like I said, Ryan and Bartek are gonna be on the episode, and they like this movie a lot. So they bring that special flavor with them. It will be fun. Now, after we're done with Nothing But Trouble, uh, there is one more episode on the main feed for December, and that is a patron pick. That is the movie Kin from 2018, and we don't know a single thing about it. So
Let's see.
watch it.
We'll find out.
Yeah, let's find out together. But until then, you have Nothing But Trouble, and hopefully our episode makes it easier to watch and more rewarding. And if you already like the movie, then you're gonna like the episode anyway. So thank you for checking out our videos. Thank you for checking out the channel, the podcast, and we'll be back soon.